roll down onto your back, plant your soles of your feet into the earth, and then take your block in your hands, gently lift your hips, and then place that block right on your sacrum there, where your tailbone and your low back meet. Maybe you'll place your hands on your belly or out by your side, palms facing up, or maybe overhead in a big W shape. Just gently surrendering all your weight into your block. Almost made it through the holidays. Alive. Congratulations. You're all here. Okay. Here's the block. We're going to start off. Just gently deepening your breath, starting to officially arrive to your yoga practice. Letting go of any negative thoughts or feelings from the long day or the holiday season or whatever it is. Using this next hour as an opportunity to find stillness in your mind as we breathe and stretch throughout these postures. Deepening your breath, finding your intentional breath, maybe taking a few breaths for an intention if you would like to set one for your practice. Maybe breathing with a word or a phrase or dedication for your practice. Keeping with these blocks that we have under our tailbones here, if our hands aren't already, we're going to sweep them down by our side. Flip your palms so that they're facing down to support yourself. We're going to slowly start to extend one leg to the sky and then the other. We're going to find a little supported waterfall here. Slowly start to lift your arms up to the ceiling as well. Let that block lift your tailbone to give yourself a little elevation and support down there. Start to roll out your wrists and your ankles, crunch your fingers and toes. And then we're going to pause for just another breath or two in our waterfall here. Keeping the legs lifted, we're just going to slowly release our palms and our arms back down. And then slowly bend one leg and bring the foot down, and then the other. Return to your supported bridge on your block. And we're going to scoot those heels close together and start to allow the knees to fall wide. Find this expression of Supta Baddha Konasana. Allow that block to press your pelvis and your hips to the ceiling. Together here. And extend one leg long and then the other, finding a little supported stick here, allowing your belly to stretch and those hips to get pressed to the ceiling. Maybe you'll shift your weight a little bit here. Bend at one knee and bring the foot into the earth, and then the other, come back to your bridge prep shape. We're going to reach for those blocks that we have underneath our tailbones and give ourselves a little lift of the hips and slide that block off to the side. Return your hips down to the earth and start to rock your knees here from side to side. Drift those knees to stillness, we're going to take our arms out wide into a big T shape, and we're going to extend that right leg of ours to the ceiling, maybe some rolls at the ankles or some bends at the knees. We're going to cross that right leg over the top of the left, try and tighten those, shaping the crossing of the knees here, and just keep those rocks that we just had going here. Try to keep your hip points a little bit squared onto the earth to find a little stretch into your abdomen and your obliques. We're not going to pause, we're just going to sway for a little bit here. Next time your legs are gently rocked over to the right side, pause. We're going to start to extend that right leg just slightly so that we can hook the ankle on the top of that right knee. Keep your shoulder blades pinned here and really press that right ankle into the top of the left knee. Inhale, start to lift through the legs. We're going to keep the crossing of the legs here. We're going to find our reclined figure four here. So we're going to either stay where you're at, or we're going to reach for the inside of the left thigh with the hands, lifting that left foot. You can stay here and draw those legs in, or maybe you'll reach further for the top of that left knee and recline back down and draw that shape in. We want to keep the flex of the feet here to protect our knees. Strong and active in your stretch. Take a breath and then gently release the shape of the legs. Bring the sole of the foot down. We'll uncross the right leg. Find any movement in that leg you'd like, and we're going to bring that foot down to match the left. And then it's the left leg's turn, so we're going to stretch that leg up high. Take any movement in the leg that feels good, and when you're ready, we're going to cross the left leg over the top of the right, finding that sort of almost eagle cross wrapped legs, and release your arms out wide to a T shape, palms facing down to stabilize yourself. And we're going to start those rocks again here. Just taking the cross legs from left to right. Next time your cross legs are swaying over to the left, pause. Start to draw that right leg a little further out to create a little bit of space, and then allow that ankle to hang heavy over the knee. And find this expression of a twist. Inhale and carry the legs through center. Keep the legs crossed. Start to draw that left knee wide. Keep the ankle on the top of the knee. When you're ready, we're going to start to work our way into our reclined figure four here, or reclined pigeon, reaching for the back of the right hamstring, or maybe the top of the right knee. Draw your shape in and find the deep stretch that you can. Take a big inhale and then release. Bring the sole of that right foot down. We're going to unhook the left leg, maybe extend it high and bend. We'll bring that leg down. We're going to we're going to stay where we're at. We're going to bring our hands down by our side here. Spread your palms wide. Spread your toes. We're going to take a big bridge here. So we're going to bring our low spot of our spine flat onto the earth. Tilt your pelvis slightly. Exhale all the air out of your body, and on a big inhale, start to press into the heels here. Lift the hips high. Elevate up to bridge. Squeeze your glutes and your hamstrings. Try to keep those knees tracking forward. Take a big, big breath, fill your body up full of air, and then exhale and lower it all down. We're going to gather our knees in towards our chest. Curl up into a ball, rock around for a few moments here. And then with just a little bit of effort, we're going to start to cross our ankles, and we're just going to rock up into a comfortable, easy seat. take a couple rounds of our seated cat and cow while we're here. So we're just going to start to lift the crown of the head, draw the heart space through the front of the arms. And then exhale, hold on tight to the tops of those knees, lean back, draw some length into your arms. Inhale and pull yourself forward and up. And just start practicing linking your breath and your movement here. Feeling that undulation in the spine and that draw in the shoulders. Gently find an easy seat when you're ready. Finding a nice tall seat here. Slight tuck up the chin, maybe fluttering your eyes closed. We're going to bring our palms into our heart space and spread our fingertips wide. On an inhale, we're going to start to stretch our arms up to the sky, maybe looking between the palms. We're going to lower that right hand, plant it into the earth. Gently start to bend out towards the right side. Look up towards that extended left hand. Gently bend that right elbow to create some leg. Find the big left side body stretch. Take a breath, and we're going to switch hands. Gently lower the left, and then inhale the right. Take an inhale, and then lower the right once again, and draw the left high. Big breath, and then an exhale, and switch. This time we're going to inhale both hands to meet up high. Take a big breath, and we're going to exhale to a twist out to the right. Bring the left hand to the top of the right knee. Post yourself up with that right arm, and then draw that left arm back. Maybe looking to the wall behind you. Back to the mat. We're going to keep that tight grip with the left hand on the top of that right knee. We're just going to look out towards the top edge of the mat. We're going to release with the right hand, and we're going to draw it up and overhead. Start to cross that arm over the left and reach for the top of that left knee. Sit up tall, readjust, find that crossed arms. We're going to start tucking around our chin towards our chest. Try and find a bunch of activation across the front of backs of the shoulders here. Try and draw those arms long. On an inhale, lifting the crown of the head, we're going to unwind the hands and stretch them up to the sky. Draw a huge inhale. And then on an exhale, we'll twist towards the left. This time, the right palm will find the top of the left knee. And then, like before, sit up tall and peel your shoulder blade back. Turning the crown of the head to face the top of the mat. We're going to lift through the left arm. Stretch it all the way up and around, make a big arch, and then reach for the top of that right knee. Readjust the seat, find that big cross, and then tuck it around your chin towards your chest. Find that stretch for the tops of the shoulders. This time on an exhale, we're going to draw our arms, elbows down and wide. Find these field goal posted arms stretched out across the top of the chest and shoulders. We're going to inhale and re-extend. This time we're going to exhale and slowly, with control, start to hinge forward. Reach those arms and fingertips long, tucking around your chin towards your chest. Keeping that little round of the chin, we're going to start to spider up onto our fingertips and drag our hands back towards our knees. Find the tops of the knees with the palms, and then inhale up into a great big seated cow pose here. And then exhale, tucking around into your seated cat. We're going to gently roll over the ankles and the knees and walk ourselves into our tabletop. And then from From here, sway out your hips. You can jump right into some regular rounds of your cat and cow spine, any sort of movement that feels good to you. We're going to eventually drift into a little bit of stillness, finding our tabletop expression. Draw your belly in. Find those shoulders over the wrists and the hips over the knees. Extend through the crown of your head. Pause for just a breath or two here. Bring the palm of the left hand underneath your eyes and gently start to peel that right arm high. Open up to the right side of the mat. Lift that arm high. Maybe some rolls of the ankle or the wrist here, rather. We're going to get ready for a big threaded needle, so we're going to shoot that right arm underneath the left. Reach it out towards the left side and then gently start to lower at the hips. Stretch that right arm long, almost into a child's pose expression. Try to draw your weight down onto that arm and stretch out across the back and the shoulder. And then there's a fun option here. You can kickstand those left toes a little bit out to the left side and then extend through the leg and press actively into the floor for a little bit more. Looking up and underneath that left arm, try to draw all the weight you can onto that right shoulder. And if you've extended legs or arms, gently draw them in for support. We're going to plant some weight into the left hand, and on a big inhale, draw that right arm back up and out to the sky. Take a breath, and then exhale and lower it all down. And find a cat and cow here between sides. And we're going to eventually walk that right palm underneath our gaze. And when we're ready, we're going to peel the left arm high. Look up towards that arm, maybe some rolls of the wrist. Take a big breath and then exhale and thread your needle. Shoot the left arm out and underneath the right. Bring your temple down and settle into your expression of your threaded needle. Maybe you'll take that expression where we kick the leg and stack our arm. Maybe you'll chill out and stretch and breathe. Drawing any arms or legs in. Bring some weight to the palm of the right hand and unthread your needle on a big breath. Shoot the left arm back up to the sky. And then exhale and lower it down. Come back to tabletop position. Sway the hips here. We're going to get ready to walk ourselves into a big heart-melting pose. So we want to keep our hips stacked high over our knees. Stretch the upper body long. Maybe you'll keep lifted at the arms, or maybe you'll melt the elbows down. The invitation is to stay lifted and find a great big stretch across the front of the chest and the collarbones here. Allow your weight to draw that stretch into your upper body. Lifting the crown of the head and gently looking between the thumbs here. We're all going to lower at the elbows and forearms and slowly start to press the hips forward. Lift the crown of the head and arrive into your Sphinx pose. Wiggle those legs a little closer. We want to keep our belly drawn into our spine to protect that low back of ours. Try to extend through the crown of the head, find length in the spine there. Pausing for just a breath here. We're going to bring our hands to stack. Walk your elbows wide and release your forehead down to your stacked hands. You can bend at the knees and start to take some little rocks at the legs here after that Sphinx pose to release your low back. We're going to release the tops of the feet and the legs down. Keep a little lift into the crown of your head. We're going to sweep our hands down by our side. With the head lifted, we're going to get ready to take a great big locust pose. So zipping your legs up and arms pointing down and pointing through the fingertips and the toes. Take a big breath and start to lift everything you can off the mat. Find that big, big stretch across the back of the body. Really lift. Draw a big breath and then exhale and lower. We're going to stretch our left arm out to the left side, palm facing down. Bring that right hand under the right shoulder. We're going to get ready for our shoulder stretch. So we're going to bend the right leg and then press your weight over towards the left side and roll over that left shoulder. We won't stay too long here. Take a breath and then start to roll back onto your belly. We're going to bring both hands back down by our side. Keep the lift into the head. We're going to take another locust, so exhale all the air out of your body, and then inhale and lift high, stretch up. And then exhale and bring it back down. We're going to stretch that right arm out long this time. Bring the left hand under the left shoulder, and get ready for the second half of your shoulder stretch, bending in the left leg, and rolling out to the right side. And then take a breath and start to roll onto the belly. We'll draw both hands under the shoulders here. Tuck your toes, lift your knees. We're going to press into the earth. Start to shift those hips high to the sky. Extend all the way up into a downward facing dog. Pedal out here, walk your dog out. Lift one heel and lower the other. Stretch out through the calf muscles. And then eventually and gently drift into stillness in your down dog. Recollecting that intentional breath. And keeping those hips high, we're going to unplug our hands and walk them backwards towards our feet, coming to a ragdoll pose at the back of the mat here. Bend your knees and sway from side to side. Maybe bind elbows. Nod and shake your head here. Let the upper body hang real heavy. If you've taken any bind or wrap, we're going to release the arms long, gently brushing our fingertips or palms down towards the earth. Start to bring a little bit of weight into the heels, keeping a bend in your knees. Let the upper body drape and then start to roll up your spine to stand back to the mat. Inhaling and lifting the crown of your head. Find some shrugs of your shoulders and some sways here. Maybe some rolls of the neck. And we'll gently collect ourselves in mountain pose for a few breaths, standing up nice and tall. Draw your shoulder blades back, find your expression of a perfect posture. Release our hands onto our hips and start to heel toe our feet wide here. Bring the edges of your feet to the edge of your mat. It's just a little wide in our mountain pose here. With a little bit of a bend in the knees, like we're about to sit into a chair, we're just going to start to hinge forward and return down to our ragdoll. Release the arms from the hips and then press from one hip to the other. Sway again. Shift your weight from hip to hip. We're going to find our palms or fingertips, and we're going to look forward towards the top of the mat, and we're going to gently walk ourselves back out to a downward dog. Keep our hips high, little closer here into your dog expression. We're going to gently start to lower those knees back down. Drop the pit of the belly. Lift the crown of the head. Take a big breath into a cow pose. Exhale, tuck and round into a cat. You find a neutral spine in your tabletop position. We're going to kick that right leg straight back here. Maybe some rolls at the ankles, bending at the leg here. Find a little bit of a pulse here, firing up your glute and your hamstring, and then start to stir your hip socket around here. Take that knee wide. Make those big, exaggerated motions. Change directions of your circles here, even out. On your next big inhale, we're going to kick that right leg straight back once again, flexing through the heel. We're going to cross the right leg over the left and gently touch those toes down. Look over your left shoulder. Find that little side body stretch. On an inhale, we're going to lift the right leg back up into space. We're going to take a big step out to the right side, plant that foot down, and inhale up into a big cow pose. Find that stretch onto the inside of that right leg. Drifting to stillness in that neutral spine. We're going to start to walk our hands back towards our waistline. Come up to a tall stance. Inhale, draw your hands up to the sky. And on an exhale, we're going to dive out to the right side and find a big gate pose. Slide that right arm down the leg. Big left side body stretch. Maybe you'll look up towards that extended left hand. On the breath, we're going to start to rise. Release the arm down by the side. Looking towards the top of the mat, we're going to bring our hands back into the earth. Find that extended tabletop. We're going to sweep our right leg all the way back around, crossing it over the left leg. And then we're going to start to sink into our twisted pigeon expression. Slide that right leg long, and then sink into the outer edge of that left hip. I like to take my hands and actively press my palms into the earth here to sink my hip a little deeper. You can also melt down the forearms and stack your weight on your hip, which is fun. Looking towards the top edge of the mat, we're going to get ready to roll onto that left knee. Carry that right leg back up into space here. We're going to shine the sole of that right foot back to the ceiling, and we're going to start to draw that right knee towards our nose. Step that foot between the hands. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. Take a big Anjaneyasana. Exhale and frame that front foot. We're going to gently sweep that leg back to match the left. Come into your tabletop position. And then when we're ready, we're going to kick that left leg straight back. Flex through the heel here. And shine the sole of that foot on the left foot. Start to find those little donkey kicks here, warming up our glute, hamstring. And then we'll turn those into those great big hip opening circles. Once again, stir it out. Change directions when you're ready. And then extending through the back of the left leg, lift a little higher, and then cross that leg over the right. Take that little peek over the right shoulder, side body stretch here. And we're going to lift the left leg and take that big step out to the left side, planting into the blade edge of that foot. And start to inhale up into your cow pose, and then exhale into your cat, finding a few of these motions at your own speed. Finding stillness with the neutral spine and unplugging your hands, walking them towards that right knee and then coming up up to a tall stance. We're going to inhale the arms straight up to the sky. Take a breath, and then start to hinge into your big gate pose. Slide the left hand down the left leg, and then dip out towards the left side. Right arm stretches high. And inhale, we'll rise and release. And gently bring the palms into the mat. Sliding the left leg all the way over to the right side and getting ready to sink into your twisted pigeon. Slide that left leg long and stretch into the outer right hip. And then once again, settling in here or actively pressing. Drawing a big breath, lifting the crown of the head, start to roll onto the right knee, carry that left leg back up into the air. We're going to rebend the knee and bring the sole of the foot to the sky. Start to draw that knee towards your nose. Plant the foot between the hands. Inhale, sweep those arms forward and up. Find a non-Shineyasana. And then exhale and frame the foot. We'll sweep the left leg back to pair with the right. Walk your hands a half a handprint, and then we're going to tuck our toes, start to re-extend the hips high, come to your downward facing dog. And from our down dog, we're going to inhale that left leg into the sky, three-legged dog. We're going to draw that knee towards our nose into a big core plank, squeeze tight. Inhale and re-extend the leg high. This time we're going to draw that left knee towards our right elbow across our body. Squeeze into your obliques. We're going to kick that left leg out towards the right side of the mat. Start to press that right arm to the sky. Lift the hips, come up into a great big fallen triangle. We want to plant all of our weight into that left hand. We want to really press the hips towards the ceiling. And slowly starting to lower that right arm down, we're going to slide that left leg across. Gently lower the left knee, slide the right leg long. We're going to sink into a little sleeping pigeon expression here. Take a big breath, and then gently start to bend into elbows and fold over your leg. We're not going to stay too long here, just settling in for a moment. Lifting the crown of your head, we're going to walk our hands underneath our shoulders. Tuck the right toes and lift the right knee. Start to draw that left knee back up into your chest for a core plank. Looking to the top edge of the mat, we're going to step that left foot between the hands. Get your strong base, and when you're ready, we're going to start to rise into a great big crescent lunge. Take a breath here. We're going to draw our hands to our heart center. Taking our right elbow, we're going to bring it to the top of our left knee for a twist here. Press into the palms and trying to rotate the torso and that shoulder. And inhale, we're going to return to crescent lunge. Draw those hands high. Pause for a moment, take a breath, and then exhale and open up for warrior two. Flattening out your back foot, that right foot. Checking in with where you're at in your warrior two. Find that left knee opening wide and your nice tall spine. We want to keep everything in line here. We want to bend into that front left knee. Triangles next, so we're going to extend through the left leg. Shift your hip points back slightly and then reach forward and then topple down into Trikonasana. Peel that right arm to the sky, stack your arms here, always lifting and lengthening. We're going to keep the shape of the lower body. We're just going to find a reverse triangle. So sweeping the left arm to the sky. Right arm slides down, reach those left fingertips high, reach long from fingertip to toe. Inhale to a nice tall neutral spine, and we'll release our hands to our hips. We're going to set ourselves up for our big Wazirita next. So we're going to turn those left toes to face the right edge of the mat. You can bring your hands to your hips here, take a big breath, look up to the sky, and then exhale and slowly start to hinge into your fold, releasing your hands under your shoulders here, finding a halfway lift on an inhale, and then exhaling and re-bending down. Let the upper body hang heavy here. There's all the fun options. You can grab onto ankles or big toes and pull yourself, or reach for some floor space behind you, or maybe bind and sway. Shift your weight here. Find our hands under our shoulders, finding a little halfway lifted spine. Take a breath, extend through the crown of your head. And we're going to start to travel to the top of the mat, quarter turning our toes and our hips to frame our left foot into a big runner's lunge. Take a breath, lift and lengthen here. We're going to sweep that left leg back to match the right, and we're going to press our hips high for a downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg to the sky. We're going to draw that knee towards our nose, draw your shoulders over your wrists, and find a core plank. Take a big inhale and re-extend that right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. And this time we're going to start to draw the right knee towards the left elbow and across the body, really try and twist the torso here. Strong in your core, we're going to extend that right leg, find the outer edge of that right foot, and then peel the left arm high, stack your weight, lift the hips. And taking a big breath, we're going to look to that left hand and watch it slowly start to descend down towards the floor. Slide that right knee towards the right wrist, and then touch it down and start to sink into your half pigeon. And start to settle in here, find forearms and stack your hips. Drawing a breath, start to lift the crown of the head here. Walking your hands under your shoulders. Where do we go from here? That's right. We're going to tuck our left toes and lift our left knee. Strong into the arms here. Bring your weight to your hands like you're getting ready to do a big push-up. And we're going to draw that right knee back into our chest for a core plank. Looking between the hands, we're going to step that right foot between the hands, get your base, and when you're ready, sweep it all the way up to your crescent lunge. We're going to draw our hands into our heart space, and we're going to get ready for our twist. So we're just going to hinge slightly, and then plant that left elbow into the top of the right knee, and then press the palms here and rotate. And keeping that strong stability in the legs. Start to gently lift at the elbow, re-extend the arms to the sky, come to crescent lunge once more. Lift a little higher, take a breath, and then exhale and flatten out and open up to Warrior Two. Extending through the right leg, and reaching forward, and then coming down into your triangle pose. Left arm stretches high, maybe you look up towards the lights or that extended left hand. On a great big inhale, we're going to reverse our triangle, lowering the left arm, inhaling that right arm straight high. Inhale to a tall spine, and we're going to bring our hands to our hips once again, quarter turning those right toes. This time, the invitation is to find a bind with the hands or a strap. You can interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles down, take a breath, lift the crown of the head, and then slowly start to hinge into a fold. Draw those shoulders back, lift through the fingertips. Nod and shake the head here. We'll take a little halfway lift on an inhale and release the grip of the hands. We're going to find them under our shoulders. And we're just going to bend gently from knee to knee here. If the ninja lunge is calling to you and you wish to find your full expression of this flow, please feel free. The invitation is to support your weight in your hands and just try and find these little high lunges from side to side. Always trying to work on our range of motion in our yoga practices. Next time you find yourself bending into that right knee at the top of the mat, pause and unplug the hands. Start to turn and frame the foot, lined up into a runner's lunge, finding fingertips, inhale, lift and lengthen. We're going to step that left forward to match the right. Keep the hips low, light the fingertips. We're going to inhale to a big chair. We're going to rise up to a mountain pose, shake it out here. We'll just work on a little bit of balance. So we're going to practice with our trees. So starting on the left leg here, we're going to spread our left toes nice and wide. You can bring your hands onto your hips or maybe your heart center. Finding your balance from the ground up here, sliding that right heel onto the inside of the left leg, and then bring it up to the top of the left knee. Being mindful of that pressure that you apply to that standing leg. We also want to draw that right knee open and away. Once you've found your balance, maybe standing where you're at, maybe inhale and grow your arms high. Grow your branches high. We're going to gently grow them back in. Bring your hands to your hips. Start to turn that right knee forward. We're just going to take a little half step with that right foot. Plant into the back of that right heel. Stand up nice and tall here. We're just going to find a little baby pyramid pose. So starting to tilt forward here over that left leg. And then release your hands towards your shin or ankle here. And try and draw your knee towards your nose. Inhaling lifting the crown of the head. We're going to slowly keep a nice long spine, start to rise all the way back up to stand. And step that right foot forward to match the left, shake it out a little bit. So we're getting ready for the second half of our little balance there, so we're going to bring weight to the right foot and start to build your expression of tree. Take a breath, and then exhale, hinge over that right leg, release down. And taking an inhale here and starting to slowly rise up. We're going to step that right foot of ours to the center of the mat to match the left. Shake it out here. We're going to heel toe our feet nice and wide. And bring your hands into your heart space, and we're going to lower down into a big yogi squat here to the center of the mat. Sink the hips low, shift your weight from side to side. Releasing your hands to the floor here. We're just going to start to walk ourselves forward. Lower the knees down and start to build your way into your tabletop expression. Take a cat and cow here. We'll walk those knees towards the wrists. Start to cross at the ankles and press back into a comfortable seat. Start to make our way back onto our backs. Extend your legs. And slowly, with control, roll down onto the back here. You can curl up into a little ball or stretch your arms out long overhead, finding any movement that feels good to you here. Maybe the invitation is for a happy baby. If it's calling to you, maybe you'll shine the soles of those feet towards the sky. Reach for the outer edges of your feet. Try and draw those knees down or extend one leg and then the other. Maybe a Supta Konasana. If you're taking a happy baby or anything else, we're all going to gently meet with our knees, gently drawing in towards our chest. We're going to get ready for a big spinal twist. So we're going to send the left leg long and draw the right knee up high. And taking that right knee in into the palm of the left hand, and we're going to guide it over towards the left side. Roll onto the outer edge of your left hip, and then extend your right arm out long. Try to keep your shoulder blades pinned onto the earth and gently melt into your spinal twist. Gently starting to unwind. Rolling back to the center of the mat. Maybe you'll give that right knee a squeeze at the top. We're going to exchange the right leg for the left, sending the right one long and drawing the left one in. Give it a big squeeze, draw it in. And then when you're ready, take it into the palm of the right hand and start to help yourself into the second half of your twist. Extend the left arm long, maybe the eyes will follow. Drawing a big sip of air, starting to release. And finding any final movements that you'd like to take to round out your practice, maybe an inversion of your choosing, maybe a sleeping tiger, or a shoulder stand, or Supta Baddha Konasana, or anything you'd like. It's your time here. When you're ready, starting to gently make your way to your final posture, Shavasana. Extending out long and releasing into your mat, and I will call you back here shortly. Starting to deepen your breath. Wiggling the fingers and toes and rolling out the wrists and ankles, maybe stretching out long once again. Inviting a little gentle bend into your knees, returning to your little bridge prep shape, maybe some rocks at the legs from side to side, or a little cannonball shape. Gently finding your way over to your side for just a moment here. Taking a moment to recall an intention if you set one for your practice. And also taking a moment to thank yourself for setting time aside this afternoon to do something kind for your body and your mind. And when you're ready, making your way up into a comfortable, easy seat. Bringing your palms into your heart space. Thank you all for sharing your time and your energy with me this evening. I hope you have enjoyed this practice, and I can't wait to practice again next year. So I hope you have a wonderful New Year's. Namaste.
Namaste.
All right. Thanks, everybody.